Aches and pains. I've been practicing medicine for over 15 years, and it still remains among the most common reasons people go to the doctor to rid themselves of their pain. Scientists intensively study the causes of aches and pains in search of a better solution. For longer term aches and discomforts driven by inflammation, the Holy Grail has been a pill that can provide effective pain relief without the drug side effects. And drug side effects can be very serious, including dependency or even death. This applies to long term use of both pharmaceutical and over the counter drugstore products. So, a pill with more effective relief for everyday aches and pains, but derived from a natural source without the side effects, now that's what people really want. Well, the wait may soon be coming to an end because there is a new class of pills coming that research is showing might do just that, providing the relief you need but without the troublesome side effects for certain types of pain, meaning the benefits experienced are more powerful and direct and less supplement-like. And the new product leading the way for addressing everyday aches and pains is called Nanoprin. So please keep watching because you're going to learn how new Nanoprin is quite different than any product you've ever tried. But before we get into that, it's important to note, for people dealing with long-term, more frequent pain, a good healthcare practitioner should discuss options with you, including how you live your life. Poor sleep, processed foods, sugar, stress, smoking, or alcohol can all make your pain worse. And there are also holistic options to try too, like acupuncture or massage, some better than others. However, for many, even after trying these and other options, their aches and pains still remain. So let's look at those options that come in pill form. The main drug options for aches and pains fall into two categories under various different brand names. Let's start with the one that's the most concerning health-wise, and that's the use of opioid products. Prescription opioids were used to treat moderate to severe pain and were often prescribed following surgery or injury, or for health conditions such as cancer. But in recent years, there has been a dramatic and concerning increase in the acceptance and use of prescription opioids for the treatment of long-term, non-disease-related pain such as back or muscle pain, despite the serious risks and the lack of evidence about their long-term effectiveness. This began in the 90s when painkillers such as OxyContin and Vicodin became popular. The drug manufacturers aggressively peddled the idea that these drugs were not addictive with the help of what is now considered to have been dubious or misinterpreted research. Fast forward to today, and the opioid crisis is now considered to be the deadliest drug epidemic in American history. So needless to say, they should not be a long-term solution for general aches and pains. More commonly, though, people reach for the other drug option, the over-the-counter products called NSAIDs, which stands for non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. The most popular NSAIDs are ibuprofen, like Advil or Motrin, and naproxen, like Aleve. The other popular over-the-counter drug for pain is acetaminophen, like Tylenol, though it is not actually an NSAID. However, all of these quick-acting, over-the-counter drugs have a dark side as well. For short-term and immediate pain relief from an injury, bump or bruise, muscle strain, or headache, they're okay. They do help dampen down the pain fast. But for longer-term pain treatment of these types of pains taken on a daily basis, they can be really bad news. Depending on the one you choose, they can take a long-term toll on your liver, kidneys, and GI tract, including giving you ulcers or even leading to intestinal bleeding. Not good. So summing it up, the general consensus is that the positive or perceived positives of the pain drugs are 1. They provide reliable pain relief. 2. The over-the-counter drugstore options are cheap and easy to get. And 3. When used for very short-term use, the health risks are relatively low. However, the negatives are just too much, including 1. They should not be used for daily long-term use. 2. Most only mask the pain and do little to address the root causes of your pain. And 3. There are all the potential side effects we just discussed. The bottom line is healthcare providers, the AMA, and nutritionists all warn about the use of drugs over time for managing your aches and discomforts. So now let's look at the natural dietary supplement options out there. Some of the more popular ones pushed for everyday aches and pains include ginger root, white willow bark, an herb called boswellia, omega-3 fish oils, and even high-dose vitamin C and magnesium. But do any of them really work? Do they really provide the relief you're looking for? Well, if they did, I wouldn't be talking to you today. So quickly, here's what's generally perceived as the pros and cons of the natural options. Their positive benefits are: 1. They're thought to be safe, often derived from plant sources with little serious side effects. 2. With long-term use, they may potentially help address the root causes of your aches and pains. And 3. Most are safe for daily long-term use, but the negatives disqualify them for most people. 1, the biggest negative is people report that you don't feel them. You just don't know if they're working or not. 2, for many supplements, there's little conclusive clinical support that they work, and they certainly don't have the support of the medical and healthcare communities. 3, they're cumbersome to use. Some of the pills are quite large, and you often have to take them many times a day. And 4, many are not absorbable by the body, so you just end up with very expensive urine, and that's certainly not the benefit you're looking for. So for your general aches and pains, what if we could take just the positives of drugs and just the positives of natural supplements without the negatives? What would that pill look like? 1, it would help provide real relief for everyday aches and pains. 2, it would be safe without serious side effects and good for daily use long term. And 3, its benefits would include more than just relief. It would also help address the root cause of the aches and pains over time, especially if it's inflammation related. And this is very important as we get older because studies now show that the prevalence and risk of long-term pain issues rises with age, from not just the increased wear and tear over time, but because the body's ability to repair declines with age. Oh, and women are far more likely than men to suffer. So ladies, we need all the help we can get. Well, the closest thing to that magical once-a-day pill may now finally be here, and it's just hitting the US market. It's called Nanoprin for relief of those everyday aches and pains. And it may truly be a game changer, a safe and promising alternative. And once you try it, you won't believe it's natural. Nanoprin is uniquely effective because it starts with one of the best inflammation-fighting molecules in all of nature, which then goes through a revolutionary biotech process that significantly improves how it works in your body, assuring that a strong and effective amount reaches the source of your pain. Nanoprin is the first pill to take advantage of this amazing new biotech processing technology, delivering a super potent yet safe solution for your everyday aches and pains. Here's how it's done. They start with a concentrated extract from the root of the turmeric plant, a highly revered natural source of inflammation-fighting molecules that has never reached its full potential. Until now. And keep in mind, this is very different than any turmeric or curcumin supplement product out there. They're clearly not in the same class. These natural molecules then go through the biotech process that provides what's called a nanocellular protective matrix. So stay with me on this, because this is what gives Nanoprin the ability to reach and relieve areas of aches and pains in your body that you just can't get from a typical dietary supplement. Now, it's important to understand that most ingredients extracted from nature are often very poorly absorbed by the body, which is why you have to take so much just to get even a moderate effect. This is where natural supplements fail, and you end up with that very expensive urine. But Nanoprin's protective nanocellular matrix allows the natural inflammation-fighting molecules to effectively pass through the hard-to-penetrate walls of your stomach and small intestines and avoid degradation in the liver, so the effective dose gets into your bloodstream to help relieve those aches and pains. The real secret, however, is the nano part. Nano means very, very small. How small? We'll think 10,000 times smaller than a human hair. The nanocellular technology reduces the inflammation-fighting molecules to under 10 nanometers. This is extremely important because supplement particle sizes are typically 500 nanometers or larger. This means Nanoprin's particles have the unique ability to get through tight, tiny spaces in your body, enabling them to reach hard-to-access sources of pain that other pills just simply can't reach. So when it comes to inflammation fighting, smaller is definitely better. Another way Nanoprin stands out is that it stays active in the body for up to 48 hours. Other products are often only active 4 to 6 hours, which means you have to take those products 3 to 4 times a day. With Nanoprin, it's just once a day, and because it's from a natural source, you can safely take it every day. In fact, the benefits with Nanoprin are cumulative, so taking it every day is recommended. Another thing to keep in mind is that most drugs merely mask the symptoms of pain and do little to address the underlying causes. Nanoprin's natural molecule, derived originally from turmeric, directly targets the major underlying cause of most everyday pain: inflammation in the body. And Nanoprin's absorbability and potential inflammation fighting ability was confirmed in a double-blind clinical study comparing straight turmeric curcumin to the Nanoprin. Nanoprin's performance in the blood was found to be a whopping 400 times better than standard curcumin. That's amazing. But the real proof is in the amazing results Nanoprin users report every day, safely helping to relieve their aches and pains.
I've taken all of the over-the-counter things you can think of to try and help this pain. They might help for a little while, but certainly the pain comes back. And as tired as pain makes me, it makes it difficult to get through my day. And that makes me feel older than I really am. I had a friend who I was sharing this information with, gave me some Nanoprin. I would try anything at that point. Upon taking the first 3 the next day, within a couple of hours, all of a sudden I realized as I'm on my keyboard, my hands don't hurt right now. If I continue on them every day like I need to, that's all I ever need to take. No side effects whatsoever. This is the first time in easily 15 years of chronic pain that I'm not now having that.
So I've had this pain in my feet for a number of years. It's a constant pain, it's an inflammation, and I feel it every time I take a step. I run races, I run marathons, I do obstacle course races. And so I like to be able to manage this better. I've tried ibuprofen in the past, but I'm concerned with taking something over the long term. It's not good for my digestive system. I feel that that's not the best approach. I'm looking for something natural that my body can absorb and can really take away the pain and inflammation. I've been on Nanoprin for about a month now, and I've noticed a dramatic decrease in my pain. I feel a less discomfort in my feet. I feel as though my stomach issues have gone away, and I feel it's the best choice for me.
I thought that I would be keeping this inflammation for the rest of my life, and the pain in my shoulder as well as my knee and ankle. And I started taking ibuprofen daily just because it kind of took the edge off a little bit. But taking something daily that is not natural is so not what I'm about or what I would tell any of my clients to do either. So I started looking for natural solutions. And of course, the newest thing that was out was turmeric. And so there I went straight to buy a big bottle of it and thought for sure this is going to be the miracle solution that I've been looking for. It's natural, it's safe, but it didn't really work. And so I didn't get the relief that I had been promised or I had hoped for. My muscle pain was still there and I was still taking this daily. So when I was introduced to Nanoprin, that was, a natural product, which made me really, really happy because I wasn't going to put more chemicals in my body. I was not supposed to get side effects, and I didn't. And within 2 to 3 weeks, I was already feeling a massive amount of relief in my joints.
And I've noticed that as I've gotten closer to 40 and further away from 20, that little things have started to ache and creak inside of my body, specifically my right knee and then the right hip flexor giving out. And then I've just had this shoulder and a little bit of elbow achiness for close to 20 years now. So during my baseball career, specifically as a pitcher, I'd get a lot of arm, shoulder, and elbow, just more than ache, just absolute pain. And I got into the really bad habit of taking a ton of ibuprofen before every game I pitched. And that was once a week. And that started to really affect my health adversely. I was afraid of some of the long-term damage that I would be doing, not only to the muscles and to the joints that I was stressing, but also to my system and to how it was processing that. I was young and I didn't know any better, and then as soon as I did, I stopped, but that was also at the tail end of my career. So moving forward, I really began to look for something that I can take to keep the inflammation and pain under control without any long-term damage to my system. So the first time I was introduced to Nanoprin was right after I did a charity ride, and I rode 600 miles in 48 hours. It was around the clock 2 days. So you can only imagine the type of aches, pains, and inflammation that was happening in my body. And it was the day that I finished, that I was handed the product, and I was planning a 2-week minimum of recovery time. And I already knew that I wasn't gonna do anything like ibuprofen or any type of chemically produced drug. So I took the Nanoprin, and within 4 days, I felt back to 100% myself. I was back into yoga class. I was off for my first 6 or 7 mile run, and I couldn't even believe it. And I think I'm in good shape, but I just felt so good right after that. So the recovery, and then of course I had it, and I wanted to continue using it, and now it's just a part of my regular routine. I will take a couple, 2 specifically, every day, and then when I have big, heavy training days, 100-mile rides, or just heavy athletic, heavy endurance days, I'll take more than that, and I haven't felt better in my life. And the big piece that I've noticed, the big change I've noticed in my body is with my right hip. I kind of just resigned to having hip flexor pain forever. I just thought it was going to be with me. And so it was a cool side byproduct that I took the Nanoprin to help with the recovery from the bike ride. But since then, the pain has gone from 8 to like a 2. It's barely noticeable now. And that's the only thing that I've changed in my overall health practice is taking Nanoprin.
My name's Julie, and I've had some issues with pain in the joints. Over the years, it seems to have gotten a little bit worse as age creeps in. Primarily with my knees, and most recently in the last, say, year and a half, I've noticed my elbows and my wrists and hands, especially in the morning when I would wake up. They would be very stiff. I've tried many things over the years to try to relieve the soreness and the pain. I've tried over-the-counter drugs and anti-inflammatories like Aleve, ibuprofen. I've tried fish oil, and I think it's good for me, but I haven't really noticed a lot of change in my joints or in the pain tolerance at all. I've also tried chondroitin and glucosamine, and so at this point, I don't want to be taking anything that isn't good for me, even though I have tried some prescription medications that seem to give me a little bit of relief, but I prefer not to put those in my body and find something natural that I can use to live my life more fully. A friend of mine introduced me to Nanoprin, so I thought I'd give it a try. And I did notice after a few days, maybe a week, I noticed some of the soreness started going away, especially in my wrists and in my elbows. It just felt better. I felt like I had more flexibility, more strength. And that's when I thought it does work, because I noticed a difference.
Well, this concludes this video on new products for dealing with those everyday aches and pains. Nanoprin's unique, natural, inflammation-fighting power shows much promise. Finally, a safe and effective solution. To learn more about once-a-day Nanoprin, what it may be able to do for you, and for a very special deal to get started, then just click the link below. Thank you for watching, and I really hope the information was helpful. If it was, then please like and share. But most importantly, if you have more questions or if there's something you want us to cover in our next video, then please let us know. We always read your comments, and we want to make sure we're providing information you're interested in. I'll see you next time.